Hello everyone, this is Akansh Suman here. Now we are going to discuss next topic, that is hunting of governor. We have discussed the stability and the sensitivity. Now we are going to discuss the hunting of the governor. What is the meaning of the hunting? Basically, hunting means when the governor is too sensitive, there will be a hunting take place. What is hunting? Just I'm going to tell you that. And excessively, just to write down, and excessively to and from motion, and excessively fast to and from motion, and excessively fast to and from motion of the governor, of the sleeve of the governor between the stopper, then we call it as hunting of the governor. Okay, so when there will be a to and from motion, that is excessively fast to and from motion of the sleeve between the stopper, then we call it as the hunting of the governor. As a result, big noise will be there, as well as vibration will be there, as well as very high level of fluctuation will be introduced in the system. Okay, big noise, vibration, and very high level of fluctuations. So I'm just writing here that, and very high level of fluctuation will be there. Fluctuations introduced in the system will introduced in the system. So I'm just writing here in the simplest way so that you are able to understand what is the hunting procedure. You just have to write it down, and after few moments, a stopper will be broken. See, when the sleeve will move to and from motion excessively fast between the stoppers, so there will be a big noise, there will be a vibrations, there will be a high level of fluctuation will be introduced in the system. So after certain moments, the stopper will be broken. Okay, so I just writing here, the stopper will be broken. Yes or no? The stopper will be broken. Okay, so I hope you will understand what is happening in the hunting process. Okay, and the system will be out of governor. As the stopper will broken, the stopper will move here and there, so that means the system will out of governor. So system will be out of governor. Okay, generally in the engineering service examinations and the gate examination, mostly theoretical questions, possibility of the theoretical questions that they may ask you in the examinations. Okay, so this is the problem with oversensitive governor. This is the problem with oversensitive. When the governor is oversensitive, we have studied what is sensitivity. So when the governor is oversensitive, then there is a hunting of the governor. Okay, oversensitive governor. What is the sensitivity of the governor? We have studied that for the same sleeve movement, the governor in which less change in speed is required is more sensitive governor. So here we have written that this is the problem with the oversensitive governor. Okay, so I'm just writing here that engine, we all know that the engine is connected to the governor, and what is the aim of the governor? Just to maintain the mean speed of the engine. That's why we use the governor. Now this is the procedure for the hunting of the governor. Then we will see this process in detail, how this happens. Okay, this was the basically introduction of the hunting of the governor. Now we will see the procedure in detail. This is the problem with oversensitive governor. If the governor is oversensitive, then there is a possibility for hunting of the governor. So what are the steps? So here we are going to discuss the steps for hunting of the governor. What will happen when there is a hunting take place inside the governor? So I'm just saying, we all know that when there is a load on the engine decreases, there will be a increase in the speed of the governor. Okay, so when there is a increase in the load on the engine, so I'm just writing here, when the load on the engine increases, you need to understand it carefully. When the load on the engine, when the load on the engine increases slightly increases as you increase the load on the engine, increases as you increases the load on the engine slightly, there will be a speed reduction. That means speed is decreased slightly. Speed is decreased slightly, yes or no? Speed is decreased slightly. So when there is an increase in the load on the engine, speed will decrease slightly, and as there is an speed of what? Speed of governor will decrease slightly, and when the speed will decrease, we all know that the sleeve will move in the downward direction. Okay, sleeve hit the bottom stopper, very high speed. When I'm talking about the oversensitive governor, okay, sleeve hit the bottom stopper very high speed, with a very high speed. Sleeve hit the bottom stopper with a very high speed, with very high speed, and as the sleeve hit the bottom stopper, it is you know sleeve hitting the bottom stopper with a very high speed, just because this is the oversensitive governor. Very high speed, and you all know, when there is a sleeve movement in the downward direction, there will be opening of throttle valve, and when sleeve hit the bottom stopper, throttle valve fully open. Just throttle valve is just to increase the supply of the fuel. Okay, just because the governor aim just to maintain the engine. So if there is an increase in the load on the engine, we all know there is a decrease, there is a speed which is going to be decreased. So in order to increase the speed of the engine, we just want to supply the fuel. Okay, so that's why throttle valve is going to open. When there is a load on the engine increases, speed of the governor will decrease, and the sleeve will move in the downward direction and hit the bottom stopper. And when the sleeve hit the bottom stopper, throttle valve fully open, and it will give the maximum power. Okay, so throttle valve fully open. I'm writing here that when sleeve hit the bottom stopper, throttle valve fully open, throttle valve fully open. And when there is a opening of the throttle valve which is going to be fully open, that means speed increases highly, because sleeve hit the bottom stopper with a very high speed. Just because it is oversensitive governor, throttle valve will fully open, throttle valve will fully open. And as the throttle valve fully open, we all know that is a high fuel supply. That means the speed increases slightly, speed increases highly, speed increases highly. Okay, as the speed increases highly, again the sleeve hit the upper stopper. Again sleeve hit the upper stopper with a very high speed, because throttle valve fully open. That means governor will generate maximum power. That means the sleeve hit the upper stopper now with a very high speed. So I'm just writing here, as the speed increases very highly, sleeve hit the upper stopper, sleeve hit the upper stopper with a very high speed. Okay, so now here you are going to understand what will happen after some moments with a very high speed. Okay, so with a very high speed, sleeve hit the upper stopper, and when sleeve hit the upper stopper, you all know, as when the sleeve is going to move in the upward direction, there will be a closing of the throttle valve. Okay, so when sleeve hit the upper stopper, throttle valve fully closed. Again I'm writing here, throttle valve fully closed. So when the throttle valve is fully closed, there will be a minimum power supply. Okay, so when the throttle valve fully closed, again there again means that it is the speed which is highly reduced, because throttle valve is fully closed and there will be a minimum power generations. So that means the speed becomes reduction, the speed becomes low very highly. So here I'm going to write here that speed reduced highly, speed highly reduced. So as speed highly reduced, that means again sleeve hit the bottom stopper. Okay, so when the sleeve hit the bottom stopper, again the phenomena will going to be repeated many times unless and until top and the bottom stopper will broken away. Okay, so I'm writing here again sleeve hit bottom stopper, again sleeve hit the bottom stopper, and the phenomena will be repeated. This phenomena will be repeated again and again. Okay, so I already let you know that the again and again when the sleeve hit the bottom and the top stopper, the stopper will be broken after some moments. Okay, and system will be out of governor. So basically this is the problem with the oversensitive governor. So when there is a governor which is oversensitive, means if there is a slightly increase in the load on the engine, I'm just again explaining you, when the governor is oversensitive, and we all know that the governor is just to maintain the mean speed of the engine. So as there is a load on the engine increases slightly, just slightly increase in the load, there will be a speed is decreased slightly. Okay, the sleeve hit the bottom stopper with a very high speed because it is oversensitive governor. So as the sleeve hit the bottom stopper with a very high speed, throttle valve fully open, because when there is a movement, downward movement of the sleeve, there will be opening of the throttle valve in order to maintain the constant speed just by supplying the fuel. Okay, so when sleeve hit the bottom stopper with a very high speed, that means the throttle valve will fully open. So as the throttle valve fully open, that means speed will increase highly, with a very high amount speed will increase. Okay, so the sleeve hit the upper stopper with a very high speed, and when the sleeve hit the upper stopper, that means throttle valve fully closed. And when the throttle valve fully closed, that means there will be a minimum power generation. This is a problem with the oversensitive governor. Okay, it is again I'm repeating that it is excessively fast to and from motion of the sleeve between the stoppers. As a result, big noise, vibration, very high level of fluctuations will be introduced in the system. Okay,